Hello, welcome in. This is Cleo, and we're going to look into the ethers and see what somebody out there needs to know. I hope you're all doing it really well. And thank you again for all your likes, your subscriptions, your donations, and your beautiful comments. It's always lovely to hear from you. So, yeah, welcome in. Let's get comfortable and see what the message is for today. Okay, show me. Okay. Nine of Wands first out, Sagittarius energy. Lots of fire in this Nine of Wands. I feel like someone's finally had enough of a situation in their life. Yeah, Eight of Cups, walking away to find greater fulfillment. Okay, and we've got the Six of Cups right here. Page of Swords. Okay, so I feel like this is a reading that's all about you having finally learned a really important lesson. And I'm really getting this energy of your sense of value really clicking into place. And I'm being told by Spirit that you're now seeing yourself through this kind of golden telescope, like you're seeing yourself properly now. And what I'm getting is that reference, the way a telescope can be peered through from one end or the other. And it's almost like you weren't seeing yourself properly before, and now you've turned the telescope the right way round. And not only can you see yourself clearly, but you're seeing your future clearly, and you know which direction you want to go in. And I can see with the Six of Cups that you want real beautiful soul bonds and gorgeous energies and people who are on your wavelength and people who get you and people who appreciate you to come into your life. But what I'm getting here is that you understand that you've got some really important energetic work to be doing on maybe shifting the patterns in your life, changing your habits of thought, the way you deal with people and the way you present yourself even. I feel like all of that's changing. So, you know, we may be having like an image overhaul here. You may be wanting to transform your look or your whole way of life. So I love this. I'm getting strong kind of 8th house energies here, transformation, where you really want to shift up your whole life. And I really love it with this Nine of Wands because you can't go back from this. Once you achieve this level of self-respect and valuing yourself, there's no going back. So I see you moving forward in a better frequency. But again, they want me to go further into this idea of you, you know, really matching these new ideas with, you know, maybe doing spiritual work and, you know, really tweaking your life. And this is about how you convey yourself to others, but being prepared for those social interactions so that you do know how to place your boundaries and you do know how to say no. So again, it's almost like practicing behind closed doors, you know, getting your wiring shifted, building new habits of maybe how you treat yourself, or just getting your mind ready for the outside world in the sense that, you know, you don't want to expect everything to be rosy out there and not be prepared when something comes in and end up giving in to them when it's something you don't really want to do or something like that. This is about you being prepared behind closed doors for what could potentially meet you outside, you know. And I feel like you really want to sort of dig your heels in with this new image and do everything you can to make sure you are that person and that you can fulfill that vision of who you truly are. So I feel like you've had a meeting with your higher self. That's what I'm getting. You've met up with your higher self, and this side of you, this quite ferocious, self-respecting side of you has met you and is like, come on, join up with me, join up with your higher self. We can go places together. We can do things. We can attract in better connections once you really dig your heels in and really, you know yourself and really do everything you can to get into the habit of being your higher self. So this is really gorgeous here. Show me. The Magician. There we go. There's that power you're unearthing. You know, this is big power. And, you know, you could be pulling on past life stuff and all that, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, the whole universe is on your side. And again, the color black could be really important for you. Maybe you've started wearing black more, or maybe you've bought some tourmaline for protection. There's something about the color black protecting you, or this could be about plutonic energies aiding you in this fight to be who you truly are. Because although I feel this sense of calm and this sense of dignity and this sense of quiet determination, I also know that the work you're going to be doing behind closed doors is going to be so monumental. And they're giving me the word fundamental as well. Okay, so this is like digging up the garden of the soul and replanting new earth, replanting new soil, and really making sure that you've got the right nutrients and the right sort of, this is about the feedback you give yourself. So you're giving yourself the right feedback now. And this is about you getting into the habit of treating yourself like you are the best. And, you know, this is about unearthing your power and making that power comfortable to you, getting used to being in a powerful position and getting used to putting your foot down and directing and controlling your own reality in a really beautiful way. I do feel like this is, you know, relationship oriented. Someone gave you feedback you didn't like. You're like, why am I that sort of person that gets treated like that? I don't think so. And your higher self came through like, no, we are not being treated like this. I'm setting you a GPS coordinate on this map and you will reach this destination. And so right now with this magician energy, this is all about you getting to that destination by hook or by crook, you know, whatever you've got to do to really sink in with your higher self. And I am getting this slinky, lovely energy coming through where you've had a taste of your real true essence and you want to make it your new normal. So slinky power is what I'm getting here. And, you know, I feel like you're so powerful and now you know that about yourself. There's no going back. 6 of Cups energy. This is about you linking up with energies that see your power, know your power. But again, we will clarify these energies so that we can really get into these powerful changes you're making and this powerful spiritual work you are doing on yourself and you know, in collaboration with your higher self. Show me. King of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. 5 of Wands. I'm hearing that song, Thanks for Making Me a Fighter. All right, so someone pushed their luck. And I feel like you were the one to stop the buck, is kind of what I'm getting. They pushed their luck and you were like, the buck stops here. I'm going for better. I'm going for gold. We've got the 10 of Pentacles here. So there's something about this energy you've dug out of yourself, or this energy you've been introduced to in yourself that really, you know, people might find you unrecognizable in a year or so. You know, the people from your past that have sort of coaxed these behaviors out in you or been your catalyst or helped you realize that that was what you were attracting in, they won't even recognize you in a little while because you're turning into someone who would rather stand alone in strength than deal with anyone else's crap. And the universe can feel that vibration. The universe is like, yes, thank you. Now we can dish you up a better order because you sent back that plate of moldy old food. You're like, actually, you know, I'm paying for this meal. You know, I'll never get this moment back again. Send me a real nice meal here. Don't keep bringing me this rubbish. So the universe is like, yeah, cool. Now we can give you something better. Okay. And it looks like you're really, I'm hearing the words doubling down. So it's really like you're folding the hand that you just could not win, or you're not playing that game anymore where you keep getting the same response, and you're moving into a scenario where, you know, your bounty and your abundance and the response you're going to get from others is going to make you feel like a completely different person. Ace of Cups, King of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. And I am getting this phrase through where they say, until we love ourselves, no one else can. Until we respect ourselves, no one else can. So I really do feel like you loving yourself on this whole new level, respecting yourself on this whole new level is going to bring in the most beautiful relationships. Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups. And I've just realized I'm talking really quickly, but I've got a lot of energy at the moment, so do excuse that. Let's have a look about this spiritual progress, okay? Because your life is going to be unrecognizable in, they're saying 5 years. You know, you could be a millionaire, a billionaire. You could have a whole nother look. You could have, there's something about your wardrobe. Maybe you're shifting your hair, your makeup, your wardrobe. Your whole image is shifting. You're seeing yourself differently. Show me 9 of Wands, please. The 4 of Swords. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that, you know, maybe you're having a rest at the moment, but while you're resting, you're getting downloads, you're getting intuitive hits, you're getting, you know, new energies coming through on a new frequency. So you could be meditating and really relaxing, pulling yourself out of social situations that weren't doing it for you, away from people who didn't see who you truly are. And what I'm getting is the more you relax, the more energy will flow into you. This is about getting you into this magician mindset where you're accessing whole new channels in the non-physical. I'm seeing lots of colors coming through. So I'm getting this kind of like, they're telling me infrared, violet. It's almost like energies that you never saw before are coming through to you. They're giving me the word colorblind. Like you just couldn't see yourself clearly before. And now you're operating on a whole new bandwidth and you can see yourself as this glorious, majestic being. And your higher self's loving it. Like, yes, please let me be involved in your life some more, please. We are best friends, you know. Your higher self's throwing you all of these beautiful energies, and it's just so beautiful. We've got the King of Pentacles again here with this Eight of Cups. So maybe you felt like maybe your social status got you treated a certain way by people, because we do have a Page of Swords here. But I feel like, you know, in the future, you're going to be the one who's in the know with this Page of Swords. I feel like you're sick of people maybe judging you or reading you all wrong based on your financial situation, or something to do with your social status here. And I feel like you've had enough and you're like, you know what? If this is how the world is, then let's roll the dice. Let's play the game. And I'm going to be the one in the power position in the future. I know more about me than anyone else knows about me. And that's just how it is. So I'm getting this really zen state of being where you're almost like an assassin who's like, you know what, this is my mission and no one's going to stop me. No, I'm not, you know, I don't mean that literally. But I do mean that, you know, you've got a target and you are going to hit that target. And, you know, I'm hearing the word demure coming out. So you're becoming an upgraded and, you know, way more sleek version of you. This is like driving a nice car. Don't get me wrong, driving a car and then upgrading to a Lamborghini. So you are now the Lamborghini. There's something about really wanting to refine yourself. Nine of Wands again on the Six of Cups, and only allow people in future into your life if they match your new idea of what your status level is. So you're upgrading your status level, you know, law of the jungle, you know, you're getting into those higher self energies. And then after that, it's going to be you in the position to be like, you know what? No, you know, and be maybe a little bit more discerning about who you deal with. Or maybe there's people who've been judging you and you've been thinking to yourself, you know what? If I was as judgmental as you are, then I wouldn't have dealt with you in the first place. We can all be judgmental here, or we can all, you know, it's almost like you were non-judgmental and then people thought they could turn it around on you. And yeah, your spirit guides are saying, yeah, crappy people thinking they can judge you when you were so non-judgmental to begin with. So I feel like you just want to raise your life up now. You just want to put those boundaries up, refine your soul in the most beautiful way and get on with it and really anchor in your power. I do like this Five of Wands. This is screaming energy at me of someone who just won't take their crap anymore, and it's beautiful. I love it. Page of Cups. Okay, so you know, I feel like you are somewhat of a social butterfly, but you want to be around people who match your energy. And you know, especially with this upgrade, this is you being who you truly are, which will attract in people who match who you truly are. So I really like this Page of Cups. Show me this Page of Swords. I feel like you are sick of people watching your every move, being obsessed with you. Yeah, we've got the Moon energy here. So I feel like you're going into a life, they keep saying upper echelon. This came out in other readings. You're going into a life where your frequency will just be so high that you're going to have to be the one who's like, boundaries, what do you want from me? Money galore here with the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, and so much power. You could find that your 8th house, if you're into astrology, you may already know whether or not your 8th house is full of planets or something like that. And I do feel like people have been judging you incorrectly or misreading your quietude or misreading your lack of judgment as meaning you don't value yourself or something like that, because there's this confusion here, people watching you and they're confused about you. So I feel like you're building an image and building an energy that no one can get confused with ever again. And you're going to be like, you know, this is who I am. You cannot argue with this level of status. You just cannot do it. All right. And it's beautiful. I'm hearing that you're making waves in the future, but right now I feel like you're going backstage, you're planning things, and you're really making sure you've got every tool you need to really anchor in your higher self. This is meditating, this is scripting, this is mood boarding, this is maybe diet and exercise, new wardrobe, new goals. And once the universe knows where you've set that GPS location, it can guide you. Your higher self can guide you all the way there. This is a real life turnaround. This is a big, monumental, I'm pulling up those bootstraps and I'm getting myself going because I'm sick of the reaction I'm getting from people and they're really annoying me and I'm not taking it anymore. So, let's, what they can watch you elevate yourself. They can watch you if they want to, because I do feel like there are nosy people around you. They can watch how quick you shift and transform, because I'm getting someone who is so good at transforming and, showing them who you truly are. So I love this. Show me the Two of Cups, please. Ace of Swords. You're seeing yourself clearly now. And I feel like the energy you've given to people, I don't feel like their energy matches. I feel like in the past people haven't matched your energy, or you've been in the wrong location or something like that, and it's made you kind of feel some kind of way about yourself, when really what Spirit's saying is do this spiritual work, get yourself into that mode of who you truly are, and then you'll see what the world really has to offer you. So this is going out into the world with a whole new bag of tricks and a whole new way of looking at yourself. But first, protecting your space, keeping yourself calm and a nice equilibrium. And what I feel like is the people who you've been around haven't kind of allowed for that, or you've tried your best to keep balanced with them around, but maybe it just hasn't worked. So now you're like, I'm so much stronger alone with my higher self. I'm linking up with my higher self, and I'm doing everything I've got to do. Yeah, the Magician with the Seven of Pentacles, this is about you really investing in your future, knowing that the seeds you plant now will play out in the future. So, you're getting yourself into a whole new vibration here, an entirely new vibration. And I feel like it's really fun, this self-love you found for yourself. I'm getting the greatest love of all is happening to you with this Ace of Cups, okay? With the Two of Cups, I feel like whatever energies you attract in from this new powerful vibrational standpoint, they're gonna match you. But I feel like you're not in any rush because you've just moved away from something. Total upgrade is what I'm getting. 10 of Swords. Yeah, like it gets to the point where you just can't take anymore. You're like, okay, universe, I get the hint. I'm going to do that exercise plan, or I'm going to start doing all the things for myself that I kind of knew all along I should have been doing anyway, but I got too comfortable. And then someone gave me feedback that I really couldn't stand. And it made me realize that, you've really got to shove your glory in their face to get respect. This is a reading all about you getting the respect you deserve, standing in that truth, staying in that truth, and planning for success in the future, but also putting in the effort to really get the ball moving in a new direction, in a successful direction. 8 of Wands here. So you're very keen to get things moving. The Fool card, you going out on a new expedition of the soul to really make it. This is someone, I'm hearing you've got humongous kahunas, whatever. I think I got that word right. But this takes a lot of guts to do this, okay? To completely spin your life around and do an entire 180 and know that you are strong enough to do it in and of yourself. That's what the Magician is all about. Number one, putting yourself as number one and knowing that, you've got better things coming because you're conjuring them up. You are now the conjurer of your own success. And, habits do need to be shifted. There could be days where you feel like the old version of you again, but you're going to do things that remind you of this new version of yourself. Spirit said, make sure you put things around that remind you of who you truly are and invest fully in this new avenue, this new highway that you're going to be going down. Short term, okay? So whatever's going on right now that you've moved away from, maybe you're in a neighborhood you don't like, or, there are still remnants of the things you're trying to leave behind around you, either in yourself or in others, or again, in your environment. They're saying this is only short term, all right? And once you move that energy, you're going to be flying to this whole new platform with the Fool energy here. And I can't stress how important it is that you meditate and that you maybe do a journal, write down all those beautiful things that you want to attract into your life. Keep yourself focused on what you want, all those beautiful desires and all those beautiful things that pop up in your daydreams, the things you really want. You want to stay on those frequencies. Even if you've got to think about flowers and chocolate, or, as long as you're thinking about something good, that's all that matters. We've got offerings here. So every move you make now is an offering upwards, and whatever you offer up comes back down to you. All right. So maybe you're looking into that. Maybe you're looking into, rituals and stuff like that. What they're saying is your whole life is a ritual. So every move you make, everything you eat, everything you think, everything you speak becomes your reality in the future. But I almost got futurer. It's almost like they're trying to say future builder. You're future building now. You could be watching Abraham Hicks. I'm hearing Wayne Dyer. Someone could have been watching that. Looking into reality shifting, reality transurfing, something like that. Movement, okay. I'm rolling the dice. There we go. So this is all about you offering new things that are going to get the ball rolling in a new direction. All right. And your action is powerful now. So the more you invest in yourself, new life right there, and strategy. The more you invest in yourself, the more energy the universe takes from you and then flows back to you. So they're saying, you know, develop your strategy in private and then fully activate that. I feel like you're getting ready so that when you are outdoors, as much as people expect the same version of you, and there's something about acceptance here as well. You know, maybe you're worried about people accepting this new version of you. They're saying, you know, you're going to move away from people who don't pretty quickly. They're going to have to accept it. And they're saying, don't accept any self-consciousness in yourself. It's normal to feel uncomfortable at first with a new persona or anything new that you take out socially or anything new that you are, that you have to show people socially. It could even be something like cutting your hair short or changing your outfits. Whatever people have accepted in you before becomes comfortable. And they do sometimes make a bit of a flap about you changing things, but that's not your problem. You've got a new life to build. And soon enough, you're going to feel really comfortable doing it. You know, the first couple of steps might not feel that comfortable, but soon enough, it will become second nature to you. This transformation is underway and it has to happen. Your soul knows this. You know this. So, you know, I'm being told to let you know. Develop a strategy through meditation and doing your private spiritual work, you little magician, you. And then, you know, you'll notice that life is shifting as you offer different thoughts and you're doing different things. And the version of you you're going to take out with you socially, yeah, your habitat is going to change. You know, you might not feel like you can take this version of yourself out socially right now where you live or around the same old people. But they're saying what you do in private will change your outer world outside the house. And it won't take long, okay? So your habitat is going to change. Now you've met your higher self, everything is going to go right for you, okay? Everything's going really well. And the more powerful you get, the better it gets. Oh, wow. Okay. We've got the magic lamp here. So the universe is on your side with what you're creating and what you're conjuring. And you're seeing yourself clearly now. This is the blue kind of crystal I have, and this represents you seeing yourself very clearly. And with this lavender M&M, I'm getting lavender fields. So this is about you having your rich internal garden where your strategy is private and, you know, you learn about yourself with zero self-consciousness, and then you'll get more and more powerful every time you leave the house is what I'm getting here. And people will start responding to the powerful version of you. They're saying, don't worry about anyone who, you know, you may be aware of being shocked by this new version of you. They're not your problem. And the universe is far more powerful than any of them are. All right, I do love this for you. This is you rubbing the lamp, but this is you being the genie and the rubber of the lamp, right? This is you really kind of being the magician. So I do love this. And I love the fact you're cooking up a whole new life for yourself. This is so beautiful. But they're saying, you know, be mysterious with your spiritual ways. For some reason, only you will know why that is. But I love you dearly. And I hope this reading has helped. Mwah.